Welcome to the Casual Experience podcast, and I'm your host for today, Segun. And we are here today to discuss the UFC Fight Night Saudi Arabia, which was headlined by our own, the lifestyle bender Israel Adesanya. And to discuss this fight with me today is Wale and Elo. It's nice having you guys.
Nice being here again.
So how do you see the fight?
I think I should ask you, how do you feel losing, like your favorite
Bro,
fighter losing on your
bro. It was my birthday actually, and I went back home heartbroken. And I know so many of us at the watch party went back home cold. So I don't know what next is actually for Israel Adesanya. I don't know. So I think that's my highlight.
For me, Israel has broken my heart one times too many. I don't think I'm rooting for Israel. You know, I would wish him well going forward. I'd rather not even watch his fight, so to avoid, a replica of this heartbreak.
Yeah.
But I think he's at his decline curve now, and he should find maybe he should go out to challenge Jake Paul for the big money fight in boxing.
Okay.
I don't know, but I don't think UFC is his thing anymore.
Hello, what do you think?
Why Jake Paul?
I mean, he's a cash cow.
I agree. For me, the experience last night was something. It started off with the MVP Shara, and I loved that fight. It was okay. Then I was rooting for Israel. I was all locked in. First round seemed like he was on form.
Yeah.
Then second round, I said, no, let's step it up a notch. I think it was less than a minute.
Yeah, into the second round.
Yeah, into the second round. Then suddenly I saw my guy falling down. What was going on? I saw a hook. No, this wasn't it. It felt like a looping hook. What punch was that? And my guy was already on the cage. There was a follow-up punch.
Yeah.
Did they just knock this guy out?
To think that
so fast.
A lot of people have gotten him with the same setup, and he's not learning. When we all knew that Pereira's right hand was the bomb.
Yeah.
Easy knew. Imaval's right hand too. Problem. Strickland's right hand too. Problem. You know all these things. You have been losing to people the same way over the years.
Yeah.
And you are still putting yourself in that situation. I don't know if a fighter of Izzy's pedigree.
Yeah.
I don't know why you cannot understand the fact that you need to constantly protect yourself at all times.
At all time.
You are in a space and you're leaving your chin exposed. I mean, if you want to be careless, you can afford to drop. You can afford to drop your hands when you're at a sensible distance where he can only touch you with his legs. You understand? In some cases, it's even dangerous. You understand? But it's still better to be at that distance than to be in someone's space and you're coming to the person with your hands down. I mean, is he going to rub your chin?
So right now we have in his last 3 fights now we have a unanimous decision, we have a knockout, we have a submission. I think that's the 3.
Yeah.
We have a 3.
Decision was Strickland. Submission was Dricos.
Knockout is Imavov.
I think he's trying to write a story. He's trying to lose in the number of ways somebody can lose. Maybe the next one will be
serious torture.
You seem pain.
This is a technical knockout. Right?
Yes.
The next one will be outright knockout. You understand?
So he really has 2 knockouts, 2 decisions, and 1 submission. In general, his career is 24 wins, 5 losses.
Yes.
His first loss in MMA was what's this guy's name? Jan
Blauwig in the light heavyweight. Yeah.
When he tried to move up.
His first fight.
And that was a decision.
His first fight in MMA or UFC.
That was his first loss in MMA.
In MMA.
No, that's not kickboxing or boxing.
Kickboxing is MMA.
No. Even Dana said yes, it's not.
MMA.
Yeah.
Even Dana
that's true.
He has 80 kickboxing wins, fights, then 75 kickboxing wins. 5 losses, so he's like 5 losses in kickboxing now, 5 losses in MMA.
Yes, because even Dana said in his interview, I think
how many MMA fights does he have though?
MMA 29.
5 is way significant in 29 than 5 is in 70 something.
In 75, in 80.
Yes. So I mean, it's not comparable.
It's not the same thing. If it felt like it was all good when he was young, and it, because he tried to move up, so maybe that division wasn't really his place to take. Then Pereira came. Then we said, okay, maybe because Pereira already had his secret button that back in the day in kickboxing, in glory days.
I don't like how.
But I have a question. I
don't
Please,
reminisce
I have a
this
question.
losses.
What do you think is wrong
Yeah.
in Israel's style of fighting recently?
Who are you asking?
Wale?
Well, I mean, it's like a book that many people have read so many times. I mean,
I agree with you.
you can off the top of your head tell what chapter is
What Israel is bringing
I mean,
into the octagon?
They've studied Israel from the times of Anderson Silva's fight till, I mean, he defended his title how many times? 6 times.
Yes.
Right?
Is it 6?
times?
How many
Yeah,
times?
I don't think he did up to 6. I don't think.
But he
did
had
up to
6 title
Defense.
fights or title.
But I don't
defenses.
think he won all 6.
Okay, let's count. Let's count.
probably won at
Let's say
least
he won
at
Volkanovski
most
2
3.
times, right?
Who?
He won
Volkanovski?
Whittaker rather.
Okay.
Sorry.
We take a.
You know, I always,
Yeah,
he won
yeah.
Whittaker twice. He won
Who's that?
this guy that
Who is
this
that?
fair guy,
Costa.
Paulo Costa.
Paulo Costa once.
And he won that other Italian guy how many times? Twice.
Vettori
Vettori twice.
twice. Yes.
He
Yes.
won
Yes.
Pereira once.
Were those title shots? All these ones you
They
called.
were title fights.
They
all
were
of
defense.
them.
They
He
were
was with the
defenses.
belt. He was with the belt.
He became interim with the fight with this short guy
Gastelum.
Gastelum.
Yeah.
He secured the title
That was a fight.
with Whittaker.
That Israel.
I mean,
that was the easy.
He has had significant number of title defenses. I mean,
Yes,
6
yes.
at
I
least.
have a question.
Okay.
The easy that fought Gastelum, take that easy out and put him to fight to face Imavov. Who wins?
Hunger would.
He
make
will.
you-
He will.
Hunger will make you
He
do
will.
a lot of things. Like when you want to see how primal human beings can be,
Yeah.
put them in a situation where they need to fend for their own survival. Make them hungry.
Yeah.
Israel is not that animal anymore.
Yeah.
You understand? Israel is not the person that would go into the death to.
Yeah,
I mean,
because
it's
I
not-
can remember in that
Israel
fight.
is rich.
I think in the 5th round, they said I was ready to die.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Israel
ready
is
to
die.
rich. You cannot. McGregor, the hungry McGregor,
And now,
fights different
You can't
from the
compare.
rich
The
McGregor. The,
mentality.
only person that has managed to stay level-headed across his, rise to success and all those things is John Jones,
John Jones.
and he has done it
consistently.
for a very long time.
That's why
You understand?
Dana always
You would hardly tell how hunger has made his fights different, or
But-
how being rich has made his fight different.
But don't you think this kickboxing of a thing, don't you think is playing a major role in what is happening to Israel right now? Because I think to maintain that champion in UFC, you have to be all round.
I agree.
But he became champion fighting people that have ground games with only kickboxing. So
And good defense.
and
They tried to-
McGregor, I can count off the top of my head UFC legends that became champions of kickboxing alone. We have McGregor there. We have Sugar.
Sugar
We
Sean,
have Israel. We have Leon. We have
Leon Edward, yeah.
But they never. They
didn't stay-
They didn't stay there.
They didn't stay long.
were very short time.
Anderson Silva.
If you
Wait,
are not
what about Anderson Silva? He had 11 defenses, or how many?
No. Yes, that's Silva.
But I think they end up cracking you.
The point I'm trying to make here is that of all these people I mentioned, Sugar is the latest. You understand?
Yeah.
Sugar is the latest. You understand? It means if you can stop a takedown,
Yes. But it's
if
difficult.
you can, no, I'm not saying it is not. Even striking is difficult. Khabib did not become one punch pony.
Yes.
As it is one punch pony, he did not become it overnight. If you check some of Khabib's first fight, his striking was trash. You understand? He
People
could,
still
he
say
could
it's
not
not
even do.
trash.
He could not even
Was
do
it
simple
effective?
1-2. And Islam is finding most of his recent successes
striking.
against people that are strikers. In striking,
No.
he outstruck to the Puri. You understand? And as good as Oliveira is in striking too,
Yes.
he has struck Oliveira.
For me, I would say that kickboxing plays a very important role. But like you said, it's also necessary to be an all-round.
All round, yes.
To not be scared to go to the
To
ground.
ground.
But look at this fight. Forget ground game.
Mm-hmm.
This guy won him on striking. So even as a kickboxer.
Yes.
The guy did not choke him.
Yes,
You know,
now he won him
he
on
didn't make him
striking.
tap. You understand? So, I mean,
For me-
the last guy that beat him to
Who's that? That bit easy.
Dricos.
Yeah.
He had
Because
some
the places
successes in
in standing,
stand-up
yes,
too.
with him.
He had some successes
Yes.
in
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 stand
fact,
up.
Yes.
it felt equal. I remember when the commentary
Yeah.
was saying it. They said that this striking is equal.
Yeah, he had some successes in stand up too. You
Like I
understand?
read a
Strickland-
comment.
Strickland.
Somebody said maybe you should change the gym,
Coach?
the coach.
I think he should just find an easy way out. You know, he's out 34,
35.
35. He has good. He's eloquent. He's intelligent. He can go into punditry, UFC punditry. He can become a commentator. He should. I don't think fighting is his thing anymore.
I think movies.
You
I
understand?
think
No,
Yeah,
no,
but-
no, no,
but
no.
not-
Before
You should move away
Israel
from
would be
fighting.
crazy in movies. Imagine you're seeing an action movie and you just see Israel as Adesanya in his suit coming
see
out.
before we go there,
Yes.
let's talk about the co-main event, which is
Shara,
Shara
MVP.
Bullet and MVP. What do you think of the fight?
Every other Bullet fight, I root for him because I mean, it looks like the one that it looks like the handicap, the person fighting against the odds, against all odds. He has one eye. You understand? I don't know
Yes.
if the other one is working, but it doesn't look like a
He's
functioning
working,
eye.
yes.
You understand? It doesn't look so. I don't know. I like MVP from his days in Bellator.
Yeah.
You understand? I have never watched his full Bellator fight, but I have a compilation of his highlights.
Okay.
And he's one of those people. He has a very unique name, Michael Venom Page. You understand? And he strikes you like snake. Like it touches you and moves.
Now, even-
You understand?
I used to ask myself, maybe he swallowed snake.
They have their family are fighters. I've seen a lot of interviews. I've watched some of his interviews. I've even watched a lot of his fights. I've seen fights in bare knuckle. His fights versus Mike Perry in
Bare knuckle.
Bare knuckle. He has fought in bare
Wow.
knuckle, and I feel he won.
Mike Perry.
Yes, he fought Mike Perry,
And he won?
for me, he won. They gave Mike Perry. If you can go and see that fight.
Yeah.
I feel he won, but Mike Perry was on a rise, being the bare knuckle champion at that point,
Yeah.
and it felt like I felt because it was Mike Perry, so they gave him the fight. But no, MVP did amazing against all his parents, his
Anybody
family.
that
told him not
fights
to
bare
fight.
knuckle, I mean, they have a dog in them.
Yeah.
For you to want to fight bare knuckles, you are a dog.
So you know MVP has
But
a
that
dog.
that fight yesterday, I think the major challenge Shara faced is closing that gap, closing the
the body.
distance.
Yeah.
Well, the guy he has act keeping that distance. You understand? He has acted. No matter how close you think you are or away you are from MVP, he finds a way to tag you. You understand?
Yes.
If he's not tagging you with his hand, he's tagging you with his
legs,
with his feet.
Yes.
You understand? He has different stances. He doesn't
He
depend on
switch
his
stances,
right
yes,
leg alone.
yes,
He
yes.
doesn't depend on his left leg alone.
He's
And no
super
matter
bouncy.
Super
you
bouncing.
understand? And he continues to bounce for all the rounds. You understand? I thought for somebody that expends this much energy, popping.
You should get tired
you should get
fast.
tired
The cardio.
faster.
What you
understand?
train is how you fight. One thing, if you go to the gym, you see a lot of people train in different ways. Then you see some people training explosiveness. If you train explosiveness, you always be
explosive.
If you are training strength, training all those things, I'm training explosiveness. You cannot be more explosive than me because that's what I was training. So I feel he has. I said it before. He has an explosiveness. He can be here, but don't think he's here. Because he's here in the next second he's ready to so that's that explosiveness, that propelling force, he has that, and he knows when to throw it. Timing. Who was that I said was explosive but did not understand timing?
Yeah, I remember you
trying to
said
remember
that
what
on a
fight was that.
particular episode.
Now, but this
Yes.
is not the difference. This is somebody who is explosive but understands timing. That's why he's always successful.
And I
Unless you
think
wrestle him.
it was smarter yesterday because
Yeah.
each time Shara tries to close that void,
Yeah.
he tries to do it close to the octagon.
Yeah.
Close to the octagon, close to the fence.
And MVP runs.
Each time MVP sense the danger, he takes off.
Yes, now he knows that.
He takes off
Backward, I can't.
because he no space at the back.
Yeah.
He circles out.
This takes me to why I said Easy is at his decline phase.
Exactly.
Because Easy that we knew would run away.
He will
Yes,
run.
no.
I said it.
Yes,
he will
no.
run.
Why would you want to stand and trade when you know there is no space for
At
you
the
to
back.
trade at the
But
back?
I'll also say something. I feel we give too much. We are taking away so much from Easy. What I mean by that is, if you watch that fight again, it was not so much about. I know that I'll say there was maybe poor distance management on Easy side, but I also say I'll give more credit to Imamov for understanding how to counter, how to cover the distance and land what he wanted to land. He didn't just throw this punch. The distance, if you watch where they were,
He covered with his right hand.
Right hand.
he first
While approaching, then
he didn't even
followed with his
cover
left.
No, it was right he used to knock him out.
And
So he
like
covered
he
with
made
his
with the left.
Yeah, he covered with
But
his
it
left.
was not just the left. What he did, his jab went to feint, and when he went with the jab, his
He moved
front
his
leg,
left leg forward,
Forward.
so that
But
Easy
still-
would be distracted from seeing the
legs.
him covering the. And this is a technique Easy himself said he
Yes.
used in the past. You understand? If Easy is trying to close a distance, he says he does stuff like just throwing and while you are busy looking at his hands, he's already moving closer to you, and that is what I think Imavov did with that left
With that left
feet.
hand.
And
You understand?
if you notice here, that was not all. You see this, the front leg, the left leg going forward. Then what would have been left for him was to do like this. But what he needed to still cover some more distance. So even the right leg, instead of throwing from the right leg, with the throw, he moved his right leg forward. So if, let's say, I covered with my jab, this other left leg pushed me like this. Let's say this is where I would have thrown from, trying to get you. This is where I would have thrown from. The right leg also pushed him like this before the punch. So he had like 4 different propellers that if you don't go and study the fight, I wish there's a way you would see what the legs did. The first leg came front, the second leg went front before the hand
And even
went.
if Easy had found a way to move away from that hook that caught him, he would be in Imavov's void.
Easy even he
Facts.
was.
You understand?
He
It would
was.
be because now Imavov would have caged him to
facts.
defense.
Yes.
Imavov had
Even going
covered-
down, I think there was a follow-up punch that took Easy out.
I mean,
There was a
what
follow-up
else?
punch. There was
So-
so from
I give him kudos. Imavov, shout out to you. I
Of
underestimated
course,
him.
anybody that fights in the UFC deserves respect. I mean, you came a long way.
Yeah.
You don't just drop into the UFC.
Yeah.
You must have shown workings. You must have shown your credentials before you are invited to be.
and considering where he's
A
coming
UFC
from,
fighter, so-
I think it's Dagestan, Russia.
No,
Yeah.
French.
It's Dagestan.
No, I think
It's
I saw-
Dagestan, Russia.
Are you sure it's
That
not
fought in France.
Iranian? Okay, yeah.
It's Dagestan.
Blue, white, red.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't. So
Yeah.
that's
I think I saw it.
origin.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
So-
These Dagestan guys, what's happening?
I don't know, bro.
No, I think it's just the Africans enjoyed it at a point in time too. I mean,
Okay.
it's just
But what Dagestans are enjoying now? Dagestans
Well,
are the
it
most
is
feared
aura
people.
of invincibility that they are enjoying. See,
Yes.
if you think I can knock you out,
Yes.
you have already lost the fight
I
before we
agree with
started
you.
fighting.
But when you say,
understand?
I can't.
So when you think, oh, this person is Dagestani,
Yeah.
in your mind, that is already messing you up. You understand?
What
Because
do you
it's in
think
your
about
head.
the Georgians coming?
The Georgians too are strong, bro.
Because the Georgians now, I had a theory before that Georgians were the only people who can beat the Dagestanis. And now I feel that theory works because Umar and
Ilya
Merab
did
has
it.
done
Ilya has done it.
No, Ilya hasn't done it yet.
Ilya is Georgian too.
But he hasn't beaten a Dagestani yet.
Georgia,
No, not yet.
Georgia
Not
and
yet.
Russia,
Not yet.
you would hardly tell difference in culture and tribe. In their location, in their
In fact,
geographical.
Georgia was once part of Russia.
In their geographical location. I mean, they are practically the same people, but living on different. You understand geographic area. So I feel if they say Dagestanis can beat Dagestanis, Georgians and Dagestanis are the same people.
Yeah, because they also do sambo.
Whatever extreme, you know, and I think the air is thin in those areas because I mean the level above the
mountains,
the plain,
so,
the ground level above sea level is high,
So
and
that's
it's
what they call
cold.
mountains
You
of
understand?
Georgia,
So
of
they usually have insane cardios. You understand?
Extreme.
So from here, I think we should discuss what next for these
Easy.
fighters. For Easy,
For who?
for Imavov, what's next for them?
Okay. For me, I think Easy, if he wants to remain in the UFC,
Okay.
would be a gatekeeper. And the truth is, I don't want to see that happen.
But can he even do that
I
job?
don't
That job
want
of the
to.
gatekeeper?
I don't want to see that happen because there are too many people that will pass the gate. Kayo by Boralo, that's fighting.
Yes.
If he faces Easy, I have a feeling he will beat Easy. There are too many people that I feel might have cracked Easy's code. Now
Yes.
that Easy is beatable. Just like you said, if I believe there was a time Easy felt like the guy you couldn't beat.
Yes.
He doesn't have that aura.
So it plays on their mind.
Yes.
They try to stay away. Everybody knows that. No, don't stay away. Go
Yes.
into his space.
Just
And
yes,
have
yes,
him on your
yes.
record
Have
now.
him on your record.
Have
Yeah.
him on your record. Everybody wants Easy now.
They're using him to build their CV.
The guy, Imavov said after the fight that he's happy that he shared the cage with the legend.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
They know you're a legend. The same way he saw Anderson Silva is the same way people are saying him now.
Now.
The person I have to beat to get the respect I deserve.
Yeah.
Get that
And the
attention.
beatable person,
And he's beatable.
you understand?
Yeah. There's now
The
beatable added, yes.
person
Yeah.
that would get me the respect I deserve.
Movies,
You
go to
understand?
movies, man.
It used to be Tony Ferguson. Like everybody
I
wanted to
swear.
fight Tony Ferguson because Tony Ferguson used to be that guy.
But
You understand?
why is UFC is something else? Because I noticed something. Once you are on that losing streak,
No fighting.
you
Don't
just
say UFC.
It's a top
Fighting.
sport.
fighting,
See,
right?
see what happened
Wilder.
to Wilder. You
See
understand? He started losing.
It's a top
I think
sport.
I think there's something in the brain that once he shits,
It's a thing of the mind.
once the brain shits, and it
It's 100% mental. If you
so-
remember Oliveira, there was a time before Oliveira became Oliveira,
Okay.
the fighter that he is now. His first run in the UFC, he was losing a lot.
losing.
He was losing a lot. He was even giving up on fights. Like you could see that he didn't have the drive to want to
I think
continue
Oliveira has
fighting.
been in the UFC for almost 17 years. or
Yes, it's
thereabouts.
been. I can't
Yeah.
remember how long, but it's been.
I need
Quickly.
to confirm that.
What's next for Imavov?
Yeah.
Imavov. Imavov might have to face the loser of the title shot, which is Strickland DDP. So if Strickland loses, Imavov Strickland.
What of Robert Whittaker?
What do you think?
I think the only people that have beaten Whittaker are the people that have gotten their fair share of the title shots.
Okay.
You understand? Israel
Yeah.
beats Whittaker.
Yeah.
Kamzat beats Whittaker. Dracos beats Whittaker. Who else?
No.
Really? Who
No.
else?
No.
You understand? Dracos has been champion. Easy has been champion.
Yes.
Whittaker has a title shot.
Sean has been champion.
Sean has been
No, I'm
champion.
talking about from the people that have beaten
Okay.
Whittaker.
I get that.
Israel has been champion. Dracos has been champion. And Kamzat is to get his title shot if nothing unfortunate happens to him again. You understand?
So, but don't you think Imavov needs to go through one of those people before a title
I
shot?
think Imavov still has one fight before he becomes number one contender.
Yeah.
You understand? He has at least one fight because he can't jump from Easy, who wasn't the number one contender, to being a contender.
I'm curious about
You
something.
understand? So
If, let's say, for instance, I love Strickland, but let's say Strickland loses the title shot.
Okay.
I know that there are too many other factors we can't. But if you were the matchmaker now, let's say Dana hired you to be part of their team, who would you give a Strickland fight, Imavov or Robert Whittaker?
okay, I'll give Robert Strickland because they have not fought before. They have both stayed very long time in that division and they have managed to not meet each other along the way because there was this confusion. How can you give Whittaker the title shot after he had lost 2 times to Easy? It's not an exciting fight.
Yeah.
That is what Strickland will become if he loses to Dracos again. So it won't be that exciting fight unless he goes through that route to redeem himself through fighting somebody that genuinely feels he should be in that position. Now, but that would not happen until Dracos fights Kamzat.
Well,
If nothing unfortunate happens. So all this. I mean, there are still.
I think we'll leave everything to Dana.
There is still MVP. I think the fight to make now might be because of the kind of money to bring to the UFC. I'm saying Dana White make MVP versus Imavov.
Wow, that would be something.
I'm seeing Dana White.
But MVP is looking at fighting G.
Because there is a storyline. There's a storyline.
Revenge.
I'm here to revenge for you. That MVP is selling. You understand? MVP. There's a storyline.
Yeah.
You understand? And MVP is going to fetch them the highest money as champion.
Did you see what MVP said? That he wants to fight Yuri. That he doesn't mind.
He said what?
Mind going up
the captain. I am the captain now.
I mean, he said
that is indirectly calling himself the best person in the division.
Today, I saw an interview that's after post conference. He said that he just wants exciting fights. That he doesn't mind going up a division again and fighting Yuri. That he feels like Yuri is somebody he can beat, and he wants to. If that fight is ever put,
I think he just likes to test himself.
Yes. He said that Shara is an extremely great fighter. See, don't think because I beat Shara is not good.
Yeah.
In fact, why I was confident enough on how I beat Shara was that I've had a lot of experience in Bellator, and I've seen fighters that are similar to Shara, and from experience, I've tested to know that my style can beat him.
Yes.
Which is why I knew that Shara's fights, as I wasn't scared. I've tested it from experience to know I can use this, and I had the advantage. If you saw it, clearly had it. So he said the fight was from experience. So him calling out Yuri, I still believe is the same thing. Him from his experience saying that
Yuri is number one contender, right?
Yeah.
Yuri, yes.
In the light heavyweight.
Yes, from there.
So if he
after
calls
winning
out
Jamal,
Yuri, I'm sure Yuri will not give him the chance until he fights for the title, or you understand. I'm sure.
Will Yuri ever give him the chance? Can that fight happen?
So, anyways, we have a lot of things to talk about. Exciting times ahead. But the producers, I can see some of the producers giving us sign that we need to go. So I'll leave it to you to, usher us out of today's show.
Yeah. Thank you, our fans, for the opportunity to always give you a show, and we're looking forward to the next preview show, which is going to be UFC 31.
Yeah,
I think it's
Strickland.
And we'll be here to break down the fights in our next episode,
As we always do.
as we always do. Thank
Casual
you.
experience.
It's a wrap, yo.
Thank you.